Hey folks, this is JR with DIY Prepper, and today we're going to do the next video in our best places to find prepper and survival gear series, and that is Harbor Freight. But before we get too far, if you haven't done so already, please click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when I post awesome, well, hopefully awesome stuff in the future. Now, Harbor Freight is kind of famous, kind of infamous for having really, really cheap tools, and then also having a bunch of stuff that you just can't walk into most places and find. They kind of have a bunch of oddball stuff. I personally have bought a lot of different things from them over the years, but I do feel that there's some things that you probably need to go, or you need to know rather, before you go and spend a whole bunch of money there. So the first thing I'm going to do with this video is just like normal, I'm going to go over the best prepper and survival items that they have. And then after that, I'm going to share with y'all kind of my personal philosophy about Harbor Freight, kind of what goes through my mind before I buy things there, stuff like that. So let's get started.
The first items that preppers may find useful is their different lighting solutions. They have flashlights, headlamps, and other small lights that would be great for power outages. They also have several types of work lights. Some are designed to help you work under the hood of your car, while others are designed to be used on job sites and even your home shop. They also have outdoor lighting options like string lights and solar pathway lights. You can use solar pathway lights to illuminate walkways, fence lines, and bring them inside at night if you have a power outage. The next item that preppers may find useful are Harbor Freight's generators. I personally am a little hesitant to buy anything with moving parts from there, but their Predator line of generators seem to be pretty good. Most of them have very good reviews on their website, and YouTube has several reviews of them as well. They also have different types of solar power equipment like panels, charge regulators, and even kits. My dad has one of the kits that he uses for his travel trailer, and he's been pretty happy with it. You can also find common batteries, including rechargeables. Harbor Freight also sells some camping gear, and their tent stakes are some of my favorites. They're identical to the ones that you would find at camping stores, and if you remove the plastic piece, you essentially have a big nail as well. You can also find slingshots, and this is one of the few name brand items at Harbor Freight. It's made by Daisy. In addition to tent stakes and slingshots, you can find other useful camping items like magnesium fire starters. While they don't sell guns or ammo, gun owners can find some useful items as well. Harbor Freight has metal and plastic ammo cans, along with gun cases and safes. Their cases are modeled after those made by Pelican and come in sizes that would be suitable for both rifles and handguns. If you reload, then you can find tumblers there as well, along with replacement parts like belts. Harbor Freight also has a huge selection of tarps. I think they may have the largest range of sizes that I've seen anywhere near where I live. You can find them small enough to keep in a bug-out bag and large enough to cover half a basketball court. They also sell many types of gloves. Their nitrile gloves do a good job cleaning guns, the house, and many other chores, but they do not hold up well against acetone at all, so just a warning on that. You can also find several types of work gloves that would be suitable for working on your car, on a construction project, or in your garden. Harbor Freight also sells all sorts of personal protective equipment like goggles, ear protection, face masks, and knee pads. You can find many different sizes and lengths of rope there as well for setting up shelters and securing loads. They also carry a good selection of bungee straps and ratchet straps. Harbor Freight offers many types of glue, including name brand Gorilla Glue. You can also find electrical, masking, plumbing, and duct tape there as well. It's all sticky and does what it's supposed to do. They're also where I buy nearly all of my zip ties. They have several sizes and colors, including large ones which are hard to find other places. Clear poly sheeting is perfect if you need to cover up windows, doors, or air vents during a chemical or biological emergency. You can also use it to help gather rainwater. Harbor Freight is best known for their tools. Most of their hand tools like pliers and hammers are pretty decent, especially their more premium brands like Doyle and Bremen. They have different sizes of bolt cutters that would be good to keep in a bug-out bag or car. You can also find axes, hatchets, and splitting mauls for camping or processing wood on your property. Harbor Freight also has most of the tools that you would need to work in your garden, including shovels, rakes, as well as pruning shears and saws. You can also get replacement wheels for things like carts or dollies, and they have a good selection of moving equipment and moving blankets. Their tool chests are one of their highlights. They're well made and serving their intended roles well. They feel solid and have nice features like ball-bearing slides and latches. They also carry boxes of hardware like screws and wall anchors, along with kits containing parts like O-rings, springs, and roll pins. Another group of items to look into at Harbor Freight is their ladders. Both their 6-foot step ladder and 17-foot multitask ladders get really good reviews. Harbor Freight also sells a lot of different power tools, and I kind of have mixed feelings about this one. They seem to have put a lot of effort into their new Bauer and Hercules lineups. They look good on paper and generally get good reviews. My main concerns with buying power tools from Harbor Freight are warranty and how long Harbor Freight will stick with their lineups, particularly the ones that have batteries. The warranty is only 90 days for most of their power tools, but it can be extended for an additional fee. Other manufacturers' warranties are generally somewhere between 2 and 5 years for their premium tools. Also, we don't know how long Harbor Freight will continue to invest in these lineups. It can be incredibly frustrating to buy cordless tools only to find you can't replace a battery a year or two later, basically making what you have worthless. But I would recommend staying away from their budget power tools, especially if they don't have good ratings. Harbor Freight also has trash bags, which can be used to control garbage and other waste, along with gather water or be used as a poncho. They also have electric bug zappers that are a fun way to kill bugs. There's just something entertaining about the loud pop that happens when you smack a fly with one, and they seem to burst into an electrical flame and smoke goes everywhere. Okay, maybe I'm a little twisted. They've also got most of the tools and other items that you need to keep your vehicles and other mechanical equipment working during an emergency. They have everything from simple tire inflators to keep in your trunk, all the way to code readers to tell you what's wrong with your car, along with get rid of that stupid check engine light that's always coming on. You can also find different types of name brand oils and lubricants there as well. Most of their mechanics tools, especially those in their Pittsburgh Pro lineup, are pretty decent. They'd go well in a prepper's vehicle kit or in an office emergency kit. They also have a new lineup called Icon that is meant to compete with high-end companies like Snap-on, but I haven't bought any since they're so much more expensive than their other tools. Although many pros shy away from their tools, many mechanics use Harbor Freight jacks in their shops. Their jacks are so similar to the ones produced by professional manufacturers that Snap-on sued them a couple years ago for copyright infringement, and Snap-on lost. They're also a good place to pick up hard-to-find or oddball tools. They have things like shop presses and other large items that you won't be able to find at places like Home Depot or Lowe's. They also have hard-to-find hand tools like brass and nylon mallets. Even though I like most of the stuff that they have there are a few things that you don't want to buy at Harbor Freight. And the first one of those is their survival knife. It's your typical hollow-handled Rambo-style gimmicky thing that's been around for a while. And on all the knives like that, not just the one at Harbor Freight, the rivet or screw holding the blade onto the handle comes loose way too easily, so just don't bother with them. The next item that I would avoid are their cheap tape measures, and my problem with these isn't necessarily that they aren't accurate, it's that they're a little hazardous. The metal tape is so thin that you can easily cut yourself while pulling the tape in or out. I know because I've done it, and that tape measure is just sitting somewhere on a shelf and I never use it. And another one is their bench vices. It's just an item that I've heard nothing but complaints about, and I've seen several videos and articles where owners have discussed problems that they've had with them. Before we go, I just wanted to go over a couple of additional points about how I think preppers could get some value from what Harbor Freight has. To start off with, their tools are great for starter tools or to have as backups. If you're a young prepper or don't have a lot of money, then you can get a lot of bang for your buck. I wish I had known about them when I was younger because I could have saved a lot of money. Their tools are also great to use as backups to keep in car kits or at your office. You'll be able to do what you need to do without having to worry about losing your nicer tools if you have them. Along that same line, they also make good loaners. I would be pretty upset if someone ran off with one of my granddad's old ratchets, but losing one from Harbor Freight wouldn't hurt nearly as bad. Preppers could also keep some of their tools on hand to use as barter items. Since Harbor Freight has a reputation for having some really good items along with some really bad ones, I always try to check the reviews on an item before buying it, and you can do this on their website. The reviews are a decent indicator of a product's quality, and I look for two things when checking them: the rating and the number of reviews. In my opinion, a good rating is at least 4.5 stars. I also like to see at least 300 to 500 reviews on an item. Having at least a 4.5 star average with 500 reviews should indicate that the item's quality is pretty good. Another one of my personal rules about shopping at Harbor Freight is to always bring coupons. Unfortunately, that isn't as easy as it used to be. Before they redid their coupons, you could almost always walk in there with a 20% off coupon and a coupon for a small freebie, like a flashlight. Now that their coupons are all digital, the 20% off and freebie coupons are only available at certain times. But still check their coupons before shopping, since what you want may be on sale. To do this, just Google current Harbor Freight coupons and they should be pretty easy to find. Another thing that you need to understand about Harbor Freight is how their warranties work. Their hand tools like hammers, wrenches, and screwdrivers come with a lifetime warranty. Other products like power tools and compressors only come with a 90-day limited warranty. However, you can purchase extended service protection to cover those for 1 or 2 years, but that's for an additional cost. That must be done in-store within 30 days of the date of purchase.
Well, once again, thank you for stopping by, and if you have stuck with me this long, then hopefully you liked the video. If you don't mind hitting like, subscribe, and notify before you leave if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate it, and I hope to see y'all back. Y'all have a good one. Thanks.